UD Awards is a small Lithuanian business that creates and produces non-standard customizable trophies for sports, esports, and business events. Exceptional attention to the customer, quality and details are our priorities. Unique, natural, non-standard and durable, these phrases describe our thinking and products. The UD Awards team includes sports and esports enthusiasts, and we know these emotions and energy that go into them, so creating awards for athletes is a real pleasure for us. Let's break the standards together. Find UD Awards at etsy.com/shop/udwards.
Are you looking for high-quality, affordable sim racing paint schemes and graphics?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Southern Broadcast Racing Network. I am Richard Hurst, and always joining me, is Jeremy Robbins. Jeremy, we're at the Glen. How you feeling tonight?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, this is probably the only place in New York I like to be because I'm ready to see some good racing tonight.
Absolutely, as we see that Aaron Smith, he is running some very fast lap times. So, do you think Mr. Justin Wilson has met his match for tonight?
I think that first turn's been decided a lot. Who's going to actually make it through the race and who ain't. So it could be pretty much anybody's race in turn two.
Well, looking at these lap times, here in practice, it's looking like that we're seeing a couple numbers that, have not been up near the front lately, but they might be showing up here tonight.
Yeah, one I'm going to watch for, and he's been only practicing with Aaron Smith and Justin Wilson. That's going to be Chase Berry. I want to see something impressive out of Chase Berry.
Oh, don't be taking my pick.
Ah,
Because I was looking at that, I was like, he's doing pretty good.
but you also got to count. You got Matt Koontz up there, and he's one that's pretty strong at road courses, and of course Scott Tompkins. So I mean, it's just getting through that turn one, seeing who's going to be able to actually survive here at Glen tonight.
Yes, I do agree. The Glen has some tricky turns, especially for these cars. So, I believe those S turns are going to give people a little bit of an issue, and I believe the bus stop may become a factor for some. We may see some penalties as they either cut the course or they take it too wide. So yeah, can't see what the Glen brings us, and like you said, this is one place in New York I'd like to be, but other places wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't care to really go to the Big Apple if I had my chance. Times Square, the Glen, I'm going to the Glen.
Well, Jeremy, we still have a giveaway tonight. I don't believe anybody has won it, so those power rankings still out there. That money is still out there to grab if you can get the correct finishing order. So make sure you definitely put that power ranking in. And what's it up to, Jeremy? 35.
$35. Trying to give money away. All you gotta do is name your top five, and if you're right, you win. But nobody's got it yet, so it's just gonna keep growing all the way to the end of the season.
Absolutely, and looking at the point standing, Aaron Smith has the lead with 2 wins. Justin Wilson, right up there, behind Aaron Smith by 4 points. But Justin Smith also has 2 wins. Jacob Bradley not really doing too bad. Down 11 points, no wins as of yet, but his time may be coming. But only down 11 points, so a good finish could put him right up there even without a win. Johnny Rapp in that number 52, he's doing really well. Up there in the 4th spot, only 16 points down. Oh, Mr. Rick Tucker in that 99. Down 25 points and still a lot of time to make up some spots in the points. So Tony Hilbrand's, not doing too bad himself. He's about 41 points back. Ellis Thomas right there in that number 8 in 7th place, 45 points back. That's between 7th and 8th. 7th, 8th, and 9th is and 10th is a very close battle. 45, 46, 47, and 48 points behind. So that position for the 7th through 10th is very, very close.
Yeah, something else that was close, as you can see up there on the left side, that final practice, Chase Berry and Aaron Smith both are the only ones in the minute 10-second bracket. Everybody else is above it.
Yep, I definitely do see that. Well, they have about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of practice here at left of practice. Then we'll see a little bit of qualifying, and then we're going to see who could put themselves on that top spot to start this race.
It looks like they're about getting ready to start qualifying here in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to swap it over to that side so we can see actually what's going on.
I've been sitting watching this practice. Them practice for about 20 minutes in between getting going to the concession stand for a bite. But not a lot of people have had any really major mess ups. Seen a few penalties here and there. Some have missed the bus stop, maybe due to people's breaking brake zones. But I think it's going to be a relatively good race. I mean, this is one of the tracks that we've called that we have a lot of drivers here tonight.
Oh yeah, we've got right now registered over 30 drivers. And not Rhett Tucker, but Justin Wilson just went for a pretty good ride out of turn one.
I spoke too soon.
I think it's going to be pretty interesting tonight.
Absolutely. Now we probably won't see as many cautions. If we only have a one car spin, I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do the cautions, unless they are going to do it like everywhere else. If it's blocking the track, they will throw a caution. But other than that, I don't believe we'll see many cautions if it's a one car incident or so, like or something like that.
I think I read somewhere where they weren't going to have any cautions unless, like you said, it was just completely blocking the track. So this may be a pretty long green flag race.
Well, which is good because I'd like to see what kind of strategies these guys will put up. Watkins, Glen, we've seen people, win it on strategy. Save those tires, save that fuel, and win it on strategy, which is very hard to do at this track, but we have seen it done. So I'm pretty interested to see what can be done by these guys, and see if one of the underdogs can steal a win.
And just a quick little shout out. I'm a little disheartened because we was not able, for some reason, when I fired it up, the Facebook side did not register. So unfortunately, we're just rolling with Twitch and on Roku tonight. So hopefully that will get resolved. And because I have not been able to post the past few days on the Facebook page, so I'm not sure what's going on with that one.
Let's see what I can do on the Facebook side.
And it could just be something on my settings. I'm not for sure. There's always been a hiccup this whole season. So what?
I think you got banned. I think you got banned.
Are you in Facebook jail?
The possibility's always there.
All right, let me get my OBS fired up, and I'll see what I can do as far as Facebook goes. Especially before the race, just in case it tries to kick you off.
Hopefully that won't be the case tonight. But we're riding right now with Ellis Thomas, as he is looking to put him a lap into that 8th apex. We're still on the left-hand side. You're going to see where the qualifying is. Hopefully, we're going to see a bunch of new names up there towards the top by the time this qualifying runs get done.
All right, keep an eye on.
Somebody else to watch right there is going to be that 38 of Jay Hesman. He is smoking them around there pretty quick. Got Brady Powers. Just trying to get a little bit of that raise out front. Jacob Bradley, who was a very strong contender last week, but fate is not following his fortune. Hopefully he has a better improvement this season or this race. Well, as the times are starting to fall in, you kind of course, as we thought, Aaron Smith is going to be setting in the provisional pole with Justin Wilson in P2, Jacob Bradley 3, Randy Bechtel in 4th. Scott Tompkins just took the 6th spot. His laps are starting to be turned in. And just as we was expecting, Chase Berry is going to be up there towards the front. That is just one lap down. You see Jacob Bradley, he is slinging that rear end around going through that bus stop.
All right, before I go live, turn the Twitch off. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, and we've got a shifting up front. So we've got Justin Wilson, who has took over the pole. Chase Berry's in 2nd. Aaron Smith has been put down to P3. Randy Bechtel is running that final lap. Seeing if he can improve off P4. Matt Kuntz is sitting in P5. Jacob Bradley in 6th. Nick Nazario in 7th. Brandon Fetterplace in 8th. Johnny Rapp sitting in 9th. He is trying to improve. See, it looks like he is going to settle with that 9th position, and that's going to wrap up the qualifying.
All right, just keep an eye on Twitch. All right, looks like I am live. Twitch still live?
Starting out on that front row, that's going to be Justin Wilson and Chase Berry. P3 and 4 is going to be Aaron Smith and Randy Bechtel. P5 is going to be Matt Kuntz. 6 is going to belong to Jacob Bradley. 7th is going to be 00 of Nick Nazario. 8th is going to be Brandon Fetterplace. 9th is going to be Johnny Rapp. 10th, Chris Smith. Someone's got to get laster for last. 10th is going to be Chris Smith. Tompkins is going to be in 11th. 12th is going to be Tony Hillbrands. 13th, that's going to belong to Brady Powers. 14th is going to be Rhett Tucker. 15th.
15th is going to be Jay Heshman. 16th is going to be Jeremy Stanley. 17th is going to be Nathan Raji. 19th is going to 18th is going to be Brayton Laster. 19th is going to be Mr. Curtis Ecker. 20th is going to be Wesley Pistol. 21st is going to be Larry Poland. 22nd is going to be Rye Jones. 23rd is going to be Michael Newton. 24th is going to be Patrick Colby. 25th will be Zach Miller. 26 will be Ellis Thomas. 27, I'm sorry, 25th will be Zach Miller. It kind of changed up on me. 26th will be Cordell Lofgren. 27th will be Paul Thomas. Hold on, I gotta reset my.
Be Paul Thomas. 28th is going to be Cordell Lofgren. 29th, Bryant Newham Jr. and Practical Tool rounding out the 30th. Has not gridded yet.
All right, had to reset my SDK. Sorry about that.
SDK's been having some bugs here lately.
I have noticed the same exact thing.
Chase Berry, Justin Wilson, Aaron Smith up in the front. We expected it. How do you think that turn one's going to...
I think it's going to be a little bit of a I don't know. I can't really tell you. Up front is probably not going to be so bad. Maybe towards the middle of the pack is probably going to be a little bit worse. But I think these guys has what it takes to know that braking zone and get through it. As we see them coming through the bus stop right now, all double file, ready to go green. A few more turns and we'll see them going green.
Yeah, that right there is going to be the spot to watch. I think the most penalties are going to be given out right there going through that bus stop and right there in turn one, especially on this first lap.
Well, if you're watching Chase Berry, which he is in the perfect position, he is on the inside line. You know, he's starting second. He's on the inside line. You know, I'm kind of feeling that 0-0. Nick, he's been, he had a good practice, and I think he's got a chance here tonight. You know, he's going to be sitting in 8th place, not a bad position. He's going to be the 4th on the inside of going into turn number 1. So, I think it's going to be a pretty good race for him tonight.
Not 100% sure where to watch on this restart, Richard. I kind of wish I could watch the whole field, but we can't. So,
ooh, it looks like Chase Berry is having a little bit of connection issues, but we are green flag racing, and look at Justin Wilson. He is coming into turn number 1. Everybody hard on the brakes. So far, so good. Got a few cars a little bit wide. Looks like Jacob Bradley.
There they go.
A little bit wide. And looks like we got a crash indicator, and that's going to be Rhett Tucker already showing that he has crashed.
Knew there'd be one. Should have took a betting odds on that one. They're going through that
Coming
bus
out
stop.
to the bus stop, it is a hornet's nest all the way back here where Larry Poland is sitting, and everybody's being really conservative as of right now. And I'm watching this, the 87, the 42. You know, they got through there pretty good. It looks like the 17 had a problem, or no, I'm sorry, the 19 of Curtis Ecker, he had a problem coming through the bus stop. But coming back out front, it looks like Justin Wilson is going to have control of this race coming out of the turn, coming down the front stretch to the start-finish line, and he has got that 70 of Hollywood Smith all over his back bumper. This could be another Hollywood night. Can he get win number 3 here tonight, or can he steal it away from Justin?
Or will we have somebody new like Chase Berry coming into the picture?
Absolutely. I do hope that is going to be the case. I had an indicator that Curtis Ecker crashed, and Cordell Lawford, he's showing me an indicator that he crashed. But we will stick with the action going on the track. It looks like that number 60, Jeremy Stanley, he's running pretty well, trying to make up some spots. He's got the 22 coming through the bus stop. 22 right in front of him. Got a little bit loose coming in, but got off the bus stop really well, and he is running in that 12th position. As of right now, Mr. Rod Jones, he is going to be the biggest mover of the race. That's going to be that number 91 Chevrolet Camaro, and he is trying to make some moves here early.
Yeah, you really, I think, early placement is where it's got to be, because you just saw Wesley Pistol try to get on the inside of him. He took that position from him, the 91 and the 94 as they're battling out, but you know, tire wear is going to start taking effect. Everybody's going to start slowing down. Get to the front quick as you can, and then cruise it for a little bit.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. Tires management is going to be the number one key here. As we have 45 laps in the race, and we already have 3 down. I'd like to know how many laps they can go. Right now, we're on the blimp cam, watching Mr. Jacob Bradley. He is trying to run down that double zero. That double zero doing pretty well. Up one spot, trying to chase down Randy Bechdel. He had a really good corner coming out of the bus stop, and he made up a little bit of time on that 18. But let's see if he can do anything with that momentum coming out of that corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This has been a whole lot cleaner than I expected it to be.
Another one that I'm going to be watching out for is Mr. Fitterplace in that number 80, that Liquid Death car. We talk about him every week, and then something happens. But I'm thinking he's going to have a really good run here. He is running in 9th right now. He's down one spot from where he started. He started in 8th, but looks like he's going to be doing pretty well as he's trying to get around Johnny Rapp. I mean, they are close. He made the inside coming through the S turns. He has that inside line, able to make the pass. They don't push it too hard. So he takes over the eighth spot. Now he's looking to capitalize and go for Mr. Jacob Bradley in that number 1 Chevrolet.
Yeah, Wilson, Berry, and Smith, they as we expected, you know, they've kind of, Wilson and Smith's pulled away from everybody, but you've got Berry, and actually you've got Kuntz, who is not a name we've spoken of much these past few weeks, but he's all the way moved up to 4th position.
Yeah, that is definitely a good run for that number 13. He has not had the best of luck in the races so far this year, but this looks like he could grab either a win or at least the top 5. Top 5 will give him the momentum and the confidence going into next week and the rest of the season, knowing that he can run with some of these faster guys.
You can run with them at a road course, and you can run with them on any track.
You're right about that. And right now he is chasing down that number 5. That number 5 is fast, week in and week out. Just has not been able to grab a win yet. But that 13 is right on that back bumper.
Him and the 80 of Brandon, they've kind of had the same luck. They've had a good race, strong race, but kind of like Florida this week and just didn't finish.
Oh, shots fired. All right, looks like Johnny Rapp has got his hands full of that number 45 of Scott Tompkins. Scott Tompkins trying to work his way around, coming out of that carousel turn. Not able to get there this time, but he is all over that 54. Coming out of, is that turn 10? Turn 10 or turn 11?
I think
as many times as I watch this track, I never know what turn to switch.
Yeah, there's too many turns on it for that. I mean, it's about like old Bristol on the Xbox days, trying to call that race. You didn't know what turn 1, 2, 3, and 4 was because it was happening so quick. I ain't saying too, nobody really having a terrible race. I mean, Rhett Tucker looks like he's in the pits. He had a little bit of issues.
Right now, according to SDK, the most exciting race is going to be between the 1 and the 80, and then it's switched over. It's just pretty much switching back and forth to find out where the best race is on the track. And right now, we are riding around with that 06. Jay Heschman, he's in 15th, trying to make it around on that 22 of Brady Powers. Not able to get there coming out of carousel.
I think right there is going to be about our best race. You've got Brady, Jay, and Rye, all three right there kind of battling for the same little real estate, as you'd always say. But, it's going to be interesting to see. We got a long race. We're 7 to 45. And Smith was able to get by Wilson and take the lead, but I don't think Wilson's going to give it to him that easy.
I don't think so either. And we have NASCAR 07 has given us a follow. We appreciate that.
And I was surprised, Richard. I was surprised that we didn't see more wrecks going through that bus stop than what we have. I mean, we've only seen a couple cars actually have any issues with it, so.
I have a question. Did we ask Chase Berry if he was eating a pine cone in his profile picture?
I don't remember if we did or didn't. But you know what? I'm glad to see, him actually in the race tonight, considering he is a Florida native, especially with what they've got fixing to hit them. Hopefully he'll be able to finish it and get packed up and out of there.
Absolutely. My daughter is in Tallahassee, so I have been in contact with her and making sure she's okay. And luckily that hurricane took, well, for her sake, luckily it took a little bit of a right-hand turn and turned away from them. But yeah, I feel sorry for, people in Tampa, Orlando, that are having to go through a Category 4. Been through it before, lived in Monticello, Florida for quite a while. So we've been through some bad ones, and I know how it feels to be right there and in the middle of it. Oh, well, it looks like we have a little bit of savers already, and Justin Wilson allowed Aaron Smith to go around him, but I I think I heard a little bit of clutching going on early on.
Well, that may be Wilson starting to set that mind game up on, since the cautions ain't coming out, this is probably going to come down to a fuel and gas strategy.
It just might, because I have, I got an indicator of Zach Miller crashing, and he is already in the pits. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened with him. Let's go and take a look. Zach Miller just hanging out on the track. It looks like he just came out of turn number 10, I believe. Asheville, Ohio came out. Car broke loose a little bit, and he went towards that inside wall. I guess it is, and ping ponged right into the outside wall. So not a good day for him, and he tried to get it restarted, then he just went ahead and towed it. So
I think that might have been the best thing right there.
Well, Aaron Hollywood Smith has extended his lead just a little bit. Now he's about 0.6 of a second in front of Wilson, and they have pretty much put Chase Berry about 2.7 seconds back, now 2.8 seconds back. So they are slowly but surely leaving the field, and it looks like we are going to have our first car go a lap down, and that is going to be Brian Newingham. He might be going a lap down here very shortly. I'm pretty sure he is not going to put up a fight with the leaders, and nope, he is not. He's going to let them go on the inside of that S turn.
Yeah, you do not want to be the guy that's responsible for taking the leaders out through the bus stop.
Definitely not. Chase Berry still has Matt Kuntz on his tail in that Ford Mustang. Now Chase Berry is the only Toyota in the top 5. Your next Toyota is going to be Randy Bechdel, and Scott Tompkins has made it up to 8th spot. So he has got past Johnny Rapp coming through the bus stop. Running that number 45 Jordan scheme. Air Jordan. Another one that's running, actually having a pretty good race, that's going to be Chris Smith. Chris Smith's running around in the 10th spot. That's where he started this race. And now that I say something, it looks like Jeremy Stanley, he is going to try to take over that 10th spot. But still, not a bad race with as many cars that we have here at Watkins Glen. Like I said, this is one of the biggest races, for a road course that we have called. Being up in the top 15 is definitely an accomplishment. With the way these guys are running.
Looks like Smith has swung it really wide on that turn one. I think he may have took it a little too fast.
Looks like we got the number 69, Larry Poling. He is going to go a lap down very early. 11 laps in, he is a lap down, so he'd be the first car 1 lap down. Next one is going to be that number 42, and they are coming quick on that 42. And the 19 of Curtis Ecker. So Curtis Ecker not having the best race of the night, but just showing up is bonus points.
Well, Richardson's running some green flag racing. You know, we're going to take a moment to give a shout out to our sponsors.
Absolutely, let's do it. I'm not.
All right, we're riding right now with the 06 of Jay Hessman. He's starting to get a little bit of pressure from that 22 of Brady Powers and Patrick Colby. They both are trying to close ground, but somebody who has not closed ground is going to be Chase Berry on Justin Wilson, as him and Aaron Smith have pretty much just checked out. They're trying to roll over into a Pennsylvania time zone. But Coops and Berry are patenting it pretty good themselves.
Yeah, they're pretty much, Smith and Wilson, they're pretty much sailing away 4.4 seconds back to Berry and about another half a second to Kuntz. So they're doing a really good job. And then about another 4 seconds back is going to be that 00, which is now making the pass on that 42 of Paul Thomas.
Yeah, to me, that's the scariest place right there to try to pass somebody, is right there in that bus stop.
Do agree, but they made it happen. They made it happen like they're professionals. And oh goodness, who is that? That's about to go another lap down. Can't see that. Looks like that's going to be the 38. Yeah, the 38. Zach Miller. He is going to be going another lap down.
Well, Hollywood's opened up the gap a little bit from Justin Wilson, so I don't know if this is a fuel strategy on Wilson's part or if he just can't keep up with Smith.
Well, like I told you earlier, it sounded like he was starting to conserve a little bit of fuel or something because I heard him clutching it. Uh, he's not clutching it now, but I heard him a couple times. He's being very, very easy on that throttle. So I think this is part of his plan. As they are making a pass on the 44, Patrick Cool.
And watching, it seems like Smith is taking the turns a little bit wider.
Smith is pitting.
So we're
So,
looking
16 laps.
15, 16 laps is going to be the window. Either that or he may be short pitting it.
All right, so that's going to put Justin Wilson up in the top spot with Chase Berry taking over second and Matt Kuntz in third. And old Nick in that 00, he's a coming. Well, not really. He's actually fallen back from the top three, back to 11 seconds from the leader and about 7 seconds to third place. But still not a bad run. So Chase Berry has got a mirror full of Kuntz, and he just cannot get that Ford Mustang off that Toyota Camry's bumper. And here we got a little bit of a challenge. Kuntz looking to the outside or the right side of Chase Berry, but they're coming down to turn number 10, and it looks like they're just going to tuck it in. Now these two might just be running nose to tail, giving each other room, and going to battle it out later. But we'll have to see what happens later on in the race as we are coming to lap number 17. Justin Wilson is still out front leading in this thing, so he can go further, and this might work into his favor if he saves fuel, saves tires.
Yeah, he was also one that was here clutching on it. So, I mean, Hollywood made us took a early pit trying to short pit it where you ain't got to worry about it for the rest of the race.
Possibly. I don't know. Johnny Rapp, Tony Hillbrands, and Patrick Colby, they are all going to be bringing it down pit road. Pit road speed, 35 miles an hour. Definitely tough to get it down to 35 miles an hour coming out of turn number 11.
Somebody I'm happy to see right now is doing good. That's going to be Brandon Federplace. He's actually running fifth. He's staying pretty consistent. And hopefully he's going to turn that luck around since we're off the ovals for a little while.
I hope he does. We like calling his number. I like seeing his liquid death car. But the Grim Reaper always comes calling for that liquid death ever so far. Every race.
Somebody right there who's making his way up is Tuco. It's going to be Jeremy Stanley and Wesley Pistol.
Okay, so I was right. There is a total of 11 turns. And we're watching Chase Berry coming out of turn number 7 and 8. The carousel is going to be turn number 9. Oh, and we got Bryant Newingham is giving an indicator that he has crashed. But Justin Wilson has now extended his gap up to... he's not really extending the gap, so they are pretty much consistent with each other.
This is going to be interesting to see how many laps they actually can push it. Because we saw them start around 15, 16, but you know what? That was just a select few. We still got the whole field who's running who hadn't pitted yet.
Yeah, I'm riding around with Hollywood Smith, and he's making those tires work for him now. He is running back in the 13th position. He's about 34 seconds behind the leader, and the new tires are not really cutting it down, cutting that time down. As he is going to be trying to make it around. I believe that's Curtis Ecker. Yep, Curtis Ecker just going to let him right on by. And Curtis Ecker riding in the 22nd position. You know, I have not had the what?
I was saying we've hit it. We're down to 25.
25 laps to go. Absolutely. You know, I have not had the pleasure to race with some of these guys, but, you know, I've had the pleasure of racing with Curtis Ecker. You know, if he's not fast, he's going to let you go. You know, great guy, loves to race. But right now, he's riding around in 22nd. Wish to see him up in the top 15 at least. I know he wants to be at the top 15, but maybe the Glen is just not treating him well.
It seems like the only person the Glen's treating well is going to be Justin Wilson, Barry Koontz, and Smith. As he said earlier, he's making his way back through the field with those tires.
Yeah, Old Hollywood, he was in 13th, now he made it up to 12th. I got to give a shout out to Mr. Rye Jones. We call his name almost every week, you know, for being a big mover. He's up 11 spots from where he started. Ellis Thomas up 11 spots from where he started. He's back here in 15th. And also Mr. Wesley Pistol, he's up 11 spots from where we started. So not too bad, not too bad at all.
But the pit stops have really not came into play yet, so it's going to be interesting to see afterwards who winds up where when they start green flag pitting. Is your top 11? Well, actually, your top 17 hadn't pitted except for Aaron Smith.
Well, like you said, this could be the strategy. Pit early and have it for later. Because Smith has now made it, you know, he was back 34 seconds. Now Smith is about 33 seconds, so he's not clicking off a lot of time. He's only, you know, since we were on him last time, he's only clicked off about a second. But when the leaders pit, that's going to cycle him back out front. As he is flying through turns 7 and 8, coming through turn number 9, he's being kind of conservative. You can get very loose coming off of turn number 9. He takes it a little bit wide. He's on the gas. He's putting the pedal to the metal. Coming to turn number 10. And we got the 80 and the 45 of Scott Tompkins. They are both coming in. So Aaron Smith, he's gonna move up just like Rye Jones. He moved up to 9th. Aaron Smith is gonna move up to 10th. So slowly but surely, he is making his way up through this field, like you said. Jeremy Stanley, he's doing a really good job here tonight. He is riding around in sixth position. He is up 10 spots from where he started. He is now on the heels of Randy Beckdale. Randy Beckdale riding around in the 5th position. He is about 14 seconds back from the leader. They are both, you know, about 4 seconds back from that 00.
You know, I'm really going to dread this next week because in the league we was talking about, we're actually at Watkins Glen. So I'm taking some notes myself right now.
Oh, taking those notes. I don't like the Glen. Not in the Cup car. And it looks like we got a pit road full of cars. It looks like the 00 is in. It looks like the 94 is in. It looks like the 28 is in. It looks like the 44 is going to be making his pit stop also. Red Tucker still showing in the pits, but we're going to go back up to Justin Wilson. Justin Wilson now extending his lead out from Chase Berry about 6.4 seconds and counting, with Kuntz still right there on the tail end of Berry. Kuntz has fell off just a little bit, so it looks like Berry's car is a little bit better as they are passing the Duncan machine. And that's going to be the 83 of Lofgren, and it looks like all the top three are going to be bringing it down a pit road. So this is where it's really going to get interesting. Can the 70 is going to take it over, and he's going to take it over fast. Look at how much of a lead he's going to have, because the 58 just now came in. Now the 70 is coming down. He's got the 91 in front of him. He does not have anybody in front of him, so it's full steam ahead for Aaron Hollywood Smith to the lead, and let's see how much of a gap this gives him. With 22 laps to go, will he have enough fuel to make it?
Yeah, that's what it's going to come into. Plus, everybody behind him is going to have those whole fresher tires, so that should be interesting to see if that's going to cut into his time. But you know what? He's pretty much opened it up pretty good where he can start easing off on his tires a little bit.
Yeah, Justin just came out of the pits, coming through the S turns. As of right now, he pitted at lap 23, and looks like Smith pitted at lap 16. He's opened the gap up to almost 8 seconds, still opening the gap up, 7.5 seconds right now. But I think this 58 is going to close it very quick, fast, and in a hurry. As Chase Berry, he has fallen off just a little bit, and looks like something happened, because I don't see that 13 in sight. He is now falling back to 10th place, so he must have had a bad pit stop.
He actually whopped out coming out of pit. As we're going to play it back. Didn't go into his favor.
I did not get an indicator for that. Oh, yes, I did. It was all the way up. Oh, well, that puts that number 80 Liquid Death car up in front, as he is trying to get around Lofgren. Lofgren is the first car 1 lap down.
Looks like that back end just kicked loose coming into out of the pits.
So they like that Dunkin' Donuts scheme.
Your top four are pretty much spread out pretty good there, Richard.
So these older tires are definitely helping, Aaron Smith. Plus the lap cars. Oh, he gets sideways coming out of turn number 9. But these older tires, he is opening up that gap. He was up to 11 seconds. Then he lost about a half a second due to getting very loose coming out of turn number 9. Now he's coming through turn number 11, and it looks like he's going to open it up just a little bit more. But looks like Justin Wilson has a little bit of lap traffic to deal with. Not a lot.
And I think Wilson's far enough back. He can probably close that gap here within 20 laps.
I believe so. He knocked off about a 10th coming out of turn number 1, so he does have a better corner off, and it looks like the S turns, he does have a little bit better S turn, but he does have those 2 lap cars right there in front of him. That's going to be the 03, and that's going to be Brandon Laster, Brayton Laster, and the 09, I believe that is.
Don't look now, but we've got a little bit of a battle breaking out between Jeremy Stanley and Randy Bechtel.
Yeah, Jeremy has been pretty consistent.
That backup was Jeremy Stanley and Scott Tompkins.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, I was looking for what you were seeing, but I did not see it. But I'm seeing it now, and these 2 guys have been pretty much close to each other all race long. well, not really all race long because Jeremy is up 10 positions, but you know, for the last I'd say about 8 laps or so, they have been pretty much right there along each other. And look at this, 3 wide coming down to the start finish line, trying to get around those lap cars. You have the 17 and the 83. 83 gets loose next to Scott Tompkins, but they keep it straight and they get into turn number 1 fine and dandy. And it looks like Paul Thomas is going to go a little bit wide. Oh, the 60 got a little bit loose trying to get around Paul Thomas. Paul Thomas not letting him around. Not giving him the preferred lane will get you the chrome horn. Coming through 5 and 6, coming 7 and 8. Nice. They made it work. 42 held them up quite a bit though. So coming out of 9, it looks like the 60 is going to open up the gap just a little bit.
45 had to throw it wide coming out of that bus stop to get around the 42. So he lost him a little bit of time there.
00 is you know, putting pressure on. I'm sorry, the 94 is putting pressure on the 00. 00 had a little bit of a tough time getting around the 42 also, but they did get around him. But that gap closed real quick, and that is going to be Wesley Pistol. Wesley Pistol is up 12 positions from where he started. So, you know, not a bad night for him. Even if he doesn't win this race, that is something to be proud of. To come from, you know, pretty much almost in the back to the front.
It's Thomas, Rod Jones, Wesley, and Jimmy Stanley, all double-digit whippers.
Absolutely. And Justin Wilson, you know, we were talking about him earlier. You know, we were talking about the pit strategy. Now, he has not gained a lot of time. You know, he pitted.
You just noticed Aaron Smith pitted too. Wilson took the lead back over.
Damn it. Well, that changes up the strategy as Smith. So this it's very interesting to see what they are going to do. So I don't think they have enough. I don't think they have enough fuel to make it to the end.
I think the only one that will beat Aaron is he pitted on lap 26.
I think you're right. And that will probably put him about another 7 seconds ahead because he is coming quick fast. He's about 32 seconds back. Now, when he pitted last time, he was about 34 seconds. So he is actually closer to the leader than he was before. I'm sorry, 23 seconds. So he is about 10 seconds faster from where he was. So he was in a very good place as he is trying to get around. I think that's a 00 to take over the 8th place. So yeah, this might play in his favor. He has a very good strategy. So Justin Wilson has to pit one more time, and this, if he does, this will be Aaron's race to win. 16 laps to go, and Chase Berry doing a really good job of holding off a lap down car as he might just let it go. And I believe he's with Matt Kuntz. Matt Kuntz, they were riding around all night together in 3rd and 4th, and now Matt Kuntz is unfortunately a lap down.
Now they're riding 3rd and 17th. But the irony of it is they are still racing each other like they was 3 and 4.
So nothing catastrophic has happened with this many cars. You know, we have 14 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is going to be the 87. Oh, we had the 22 get really loose right in front of the 87. Yeah, it's going to be Brady Powers. Brady Powers is fighting for a position that Ellis Thomas wants, and so does Nathan.
I think right here is fixing to be a good little battle.
22 trying to create a little bit of distance. Oh, oh my goodness. That was a hard hit. And that was going to be Ellis Thomas. Ellis Thomas just plowed into, who was that?
Brian Newton.
That was a 17. Yeah, we're going to have to stop that and back that up.
It was actually live on it when we saw it. And going to
Yeah.
the bus stop coming out, the 17, looked like he was coming back into the line. And Ellis Thomas, he was just nothing Ellis could do. He had the 87 on the outside of him.
Yeah, he went wide. 17, the 22 got by him. He was already in the grass, right there, halfway in the grass on the rumble strips, and nowhere for Ellis to go. Doesn't look like a lot of damage on Ellis's car, but I could be wrong, but that may slow him down. That's going to change the aerodynamics of that car, and he may not like what he feels after that incident.
Yeah, Richard, you can tell right now he's fighting that car as he was coming out of turn 11. That back end just completely shot away from him. So he may not have to pit as, you know, it's not a draft dependent track and that front end don't really matter, but that steering's not playing in his favor right now.
Definitely not, but if he can manage it, we should see them pit one more time with 14 laps to go. Justin Wilson is still about 6.5 seconds ahead of Barry. Barry still riding around with the 13 with Brandon Fetterplace trying to get around to 69 to maybe close up a little bit of distance between him and Barry. And he gets around him nice and clean. So that's 80 doing a really good job. But here comes Randy Bechtel. Randy Bechtel is about a second back from Fitterplace. And it's going to be a heated battle here in just a few moments with 13 left to go. They're coming into turn number 10, coming to turn number 11. 80 on the gas, trying to run away from that Toyota Camry.
Got the 70 now. He's trying to put some work in on the 94 pistol. And he's kind of stuck back towards the back. But you know what? We've got 13 to go, and we do have another cycle of pits. So that's liable to change here in probably the next 5 or so laps.
Yeah, so Pistol is not really holding up the 70. The 70 is still making moves. We saw him earlier. He is about 23 seconds back, from the leader. Now he is about 21 seconds. He's made up 2 seconds, even in the traffic that he's in. See him coming out of turn number 7 and 8. Got into the grass just a little bit. Did not upset the car. Coming into turn number 9. He's going to be able to put the power down before the 94. He has those fresher tires. He's going to take it a little bit wider. Going to be able to make up a little bit of ground, and we may see him dive to the inside coming into turn number 10. So even, what's up?
So you saw the back end of Smith just get a little bit loose coming out of that last turn right there.
He's trying, it looks like he's trying to put a lot of pressure on Wesley. But Wesley's not falling for it. He's not making any mistakes. So, and they are really and truly catching, tracking down the leader. Because now it's down below 20, it's right at 20 seconds. It was 21 seconds and some change just a little while ago. Now it is right there around 20 seconds. So by the time the leader pits, and he's looking to the inside of the 94. Is he going to be able to make the turn coming out of turn at number 9? He might have the inside. And he does. They are side by side. And it looks like the 94. Oh my God, the 17. And it looks like the 45. That may bring out our first caution. They are in the track. We are going to go back and take a look at that. That's going to be Newingham and the 45 of Tompkins.
Looks like Patrick O'Toole may have been involved in that one also.
45 coming out of turn number 9. The 17, the 17 must have bounced it off the wall. I'm going to have to go back and ride with him. Yeah, he had a broke axle, so he had pretty much no steering on that car whatsoever. Not exactly sure why he had a broke axle. '80 got by him. I did not really see him make any contact with any other cars.
That is the second incident the 17 has been involved in.
So he comes up, it looks like he almost tried to block the 60, and then his car got loose because there was a slight bit of contact with the 60, and then that collected the 45. So I can imagine that Scott Tompkins is not a happy camper right now. So that's going to move Chase Berry up to the second position.
It looks like he was just running slower than the leaders. Stanley barely got by him on the outside, but had to put it in the grass.
Yeah, Stanley, and there was, like I said, there was a little bit of contact made to the left front, and that's what sent the 17 pretty much spinning. Maybe it was a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe he thought that they wanted that the right side, but that's the only thing that I could figure.
That is probably going to ruin Scott Tompkins' race for the night.
Yeah. Well, Fitter Place has put a little bit of distance between him and Randy Bechdel, and they have the 22 to deal with in between, or I'm sorry, the 03 to try to get around, and hopefully it will not slow down Fitter Place because he has created that distance. And coming into turn number 1, it looks like the 03 is going to give him the inside lane. That's the preferred lane. He's going to go a little bit high and let him on by.
Look who's creeped on up. He's up to 6th position now. He's challenging Stanley.
That 70 is coming. He is coming fast. He has got Stanley in his sights. Might see a little bit of a crossover. Yep. Oh, he was looking to the inside. Decided not to do it. Got a good entry coming through 7 and 8. Has the run off the corner. Now let's see what he does with turn number 9. Is he going to be able to get there? Is he going to be able to get to the outside of that number 60? No, not this time. But he is going to look to the inside coming into turn number 10. He is going to have the inside lane. No, he slows it down. He gives everybody room. Man, I thought that was going to be an exciting pass right there.
Smith, I've noticed, is not that aggressive of a driver.
This man is patient.
I mean, he could have easily threw it to the inside and fought Stanley going through the turn for that position, but he didn't.
Well, even though these two are battling it out, and it looks like Zach Miller has crashed out again. Even though these two are battling it out, they are catching Randy Bechdel. And Randy Bechdel is catching Fitter Place. And here comes the 70. 70 is going to look to the inside just before the bus stop. Coming into 5 and 6. He's going to have that inside. He's going to force the 60 to get on the brakes. 70 is going to make the pass very nicely. And now he has Randy Bechdel in his sights. The 18. He is running in 4th. 70 running in 5th. All right here under a blanket. Pretty much 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And 8th is about 4 seconds behind them, so 4 to 5 seconds.
You know, Fitter Place has got to be a little bit worried. You start seeing that yellow car show up in your rearview mirror.
Yes, I would definitely be worried. And Chase Berry, I believe, he has created a little bit of distance between him and Matt Coons. But yeah, I bet he is worried. They're coming into turn number 1 right now. And Here comes that 70 to the outside, coming through with that 2 and 3. Not able to get to the outside, so he just falls back in line. That gives Fitter Place a little bit of breathing room as he opened up the gap, and they're about a half a second behind him. Coming through the bus stops, he's looking really good. Just keep it nice and easy. He gets a little bit loose, doesn't lose a lot of times. Now he opens up the gap to about 7/10 of a second. Takes turn number 9 really wide. Gets back on the gas maybe before they do. Takes a little bit sharper, and he's going to leave Randy Bechtel and the 70 of Aaron Smith to fight it out. But wow, they have closed up that gap really fast. 60 trying to hang in there. 94 trying to hang in there. Coming out of turn number 11. 80 still on the gas, trying to make it happen. And we got a little fog on the track. I'm sorry, a little bit of smoke on the track. And the 70 is going to be able to make the pass coming in turn number 1.
70's pretty confident in those tires. You're seeing he's getting the better entrance on the turns. That's where he's getting all his moves at, is going in 1 is into the bus stop, and 2 is right there into turn 1.
Yeah, so he is taking off about 3 seconds off of the lead that Wilson had on everybody, or on him, by when he pitted. So is that going to be enough to... Is that going to be enough? 6 laps to go. I'm going to go and check on our leader. He is pretty much riding around. I don't know. He has 6 laps still left to go as he comes, or 5 laps to go as he comes across the start-finish line. Is he going to have enough fuel to make it?
You know, he's at the point, Richard, where if he does come into pit, it's going to have to be a splash and go if he wants to even contend for that. And that's going to be the sacrifice of tires. So that's going to be where if Hollywood gets to him and they have to battle it out and it comes down to a tire factor, who's going to be prevailing on that one?
Chase Berry riding around in 2nd place. He has not gained any time, but he has not lost any time either. He's pretty much just taking it easy. We're riding on board with Chase Berry.
Better Place drifted it sideways right through there, and that's going to let Smith get the position on him.
Oh yeah, he is really loose coming out of those turns. Randy Bechtel has lost a little bit of time too.
There was a bunch of those cars waiting at the bus stop, so I don't know if they was expecting a ride or what. Well, Smith has got nothing but air and opportunity in front of him. He is closing that air down on Chase Berry.
Well, with only 4 laps to go, I don't know if he has enough time with Justin Wilson already out of the S-turns, coming down the back to the bus stop, making that hard braking right now to get into the bus stop. The 70 of Aaron Hollywood Smith is just now going in to coming out of the S-turns as the leader is in turn number 9. So unless the leader stops, like you said, I don't know.
But if he does, he's got to pray to God his pit team is on point, because there's only about 20 seconds for him to spare.
Wesley Pistol up 15 spots to the 5th position. No cautions. All 45 laps are going to be green. With Jeremy Stanley on the heels of that Tennessee Vols machine of Wesley Pistol.
I haven't seen the picture of you wearing the Tennessee orange yet, Richard.
Oh, I'm waiting on you to send me the hat.
I'll send you something.
Okay. That was the deal. I send you a Gator hat, you send me a Tennessee hat.
I do expect it back in one piece, though. Do not damage the merchandise.
Oh, no. I'll set it on fire. Send you back the ashes.
Cremation.
O is just Justin Wilson having a little bit of connection issue. He just popped in and out, but he's got such a big lead, it doesn't really matter. 3 laps to go, and look, Chase Berry is closing up. Okay, Justin Wilson is definitely conserving fuel. Now Chase Berry is about 5 seconds and closing. So does the 58 have enough fuel to make it? Let's look at our pit lap here. Okay, Chase Berry and Wilson pretty much pitted at the same time. Smith up to third. He pitted at lap 26. He has 3 lap more of fuel than the other 2. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. Did they save enough being out front that long? Berry coming quick. He was 6 seconds. Now he is a little over 4 seconds and still closing. There is no lifting for that 5 car. He is all in with 2 to go.
Yeah, if you ain't pitted yet, I mean, you're committed. I mean, you're either going to run out of gas or you're going to figure a way to make it. Looks like Fitter Place had to take it in and get him some gas and go. He seems to be sitting in there for a pretty decent time.
Now under about 4 seconds, 4 seconds between Berry and Wilson. Will Wilson be able to make it? This is the final lap. 1 lap to go here at Watkins Glen. Now 3 seconds in between, 3.7 seconds in between the 5 of Berry and the 58 of Wilson. Aaron Smith coming very fast. He is 16.9 seconds behind first and second. So anything can happen here, as it is now about to be a little over 2 seconds between Berry and Wilson. So, man, Matt Kuntz would have been up there if he wouldn't have had that incident. I hate to see that, because Matt Kuntz is hanging out right there behind the 5.
Right now, the only chance Smith's going to have of getting the win is Wilson running out of fuel.
And that 5 is going to have to run out of fuel also, because they haven't slowed down yet. They have enough. Oh, I hear some sputtering. Oh, does Berry have enough to... Can Berry close in the gap? 2.8 seconds. And Wilson hasn't. I bet you he doesn't have a drop of fuel left in that tank. Berry taking 2nd place. Smith taking 3rd. What a good strategy from Smith to make sure he had enough to make it. He did not feel comfortable stretching it that far. Wesley Pistol coming in 4th. Randy Bechtel 5th. Looks like Jeremy Stanley coming in 6th. Nick in that 00. He is going to come in 7th.
I honestly don't know if Stanley's going to, or not Stanley, but Wilson's going to have enough gas to get around.
To do a burnout?
Yeah.
Well, luckily, I don't know, maybe not. Even Chase Berry. But it looks like Chris Smith is going to be coming in 8th. Rye Jones in the 9th. Still waiting on the rest to finish. But Nathan in that 87, he might be coming in the 10th position. But out of the top 10, Rye Jones up 13 spots from where he finished. And it looks like Rye Jones might be out of gas. Let's see, Jeremy Stanley, he is up 10 positions from where he started. Wesley Pistol up 16. He is the biggest mover out of the whole race. 16 positions for that number 94. Ellis Thomas, not a bad night. He got into, he finished 11th, but up 15 spots from where he started the race. Cordell Lofgren in that Dunkin' Donuts machine. America runs on Dunkin'. He is up 10 spots. So a few big movers in the race.
Well, something we didn't get to, Richard, we're going to give a shout out to our second round of sponsors as we get ready to get our top 3 up here in interview.
Let's do it. All right, we are back and we are getting ready to get Mr. Aaron Hollywood Smith in the booth and let him talk about his race for just a moment.
And here he is. And you got a copy? Jeremy and Richard up here.
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, your streak of 2 did not make it to 3. You regretting that extra pit stop you threw in there?
Oh yeah, I trusted iRacing's fuel calculator a little too much there, and that's what made the difference, unfortunately. But we had a strong car the whole race, had the speed to win the race, just didn't have the strategy. So looking forward to seeing what comes up next in the next few weeks.
Well, what are you ever going to do if they get rid of your color yellow? What color is your next go-to color?
Probably just red. Red's cool. Not as cool as yellow, but it's close.
Well,
Well,
you,
you'd
go
be
ahead,
seen
Richard.
in that yellow car, but you can definitely see you coming.
Yeah, you take a big old picture of a full field at Daytona. It's pretty easy to pick me out.
Well, besides the strategy, I mean, you definitely had it coming. It looks like those last couple of laps, it looks like Wilson and Barry had to save a little bit, so you were making up a lot of time. Maybe an extra lap or two, you may have been able to get there, but not a bad run for that 70 Chevy Camaro. You got to be happy, even with the extra pit stop, because a lot of people behind you, did the same thing. So you were able to keep that third position.
Yeah, it's certainly good to look at it that way. I mean, I've certainly had a solid season so far, and I've only had one finish outside of the top 10. So hopefully, I can keep that streak up for the rest of the season and not have to wreck my car or anything like that, and see if we can pull out this championship.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that one. As next week, Jeremy, where are we headed to?
Well, another
I know
track.
you. Another.
I did not have that up. I was looking at something else. I've got to be a little bit more on top of that one.
Well, next week it looks like we are going to be headed to Michigan, and now we're back to the ovals, and we know how well you run at the ovals. How you expecting Michigan to go?
I'm pretty good at those like those longer ovals, so I should have a pretty good shot at it. Might not have anything for Justin, but I might have enough to finish second. But we'll see what I can do for the rest of the season. Hopefully, I'll be able to pull out some more lucky finishes, and we'll see.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you talking with us, and congratulations on that podium finish. You know what comes next. Those shout outs are yours, my friend.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at the Slingshot Racing League for putting this show on, y'all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it in Michigan, hopefully finishing better than this week.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you.
Well, he wants to finish better than this week, so that only means one thing. There's only 2 spots he can go after.
Well, Mr. Aaron Smith is only 4 points back behind Justin Wilson in that second spot in points. Now, this may, or I'm sorry, Justin Wilson is only four points behind Aaron Smith. So with this win, that may allow Justin Wilson to take over the points lead um, here at race number 6.
Yeah, it's starting to be pretty close. I mean, we're nearly halfway through the season. The pick of the race, hate to say it, and he's fighting some pretty good weather down there right now. He somehow managed to fight the hurricane and fight off Aaron Smith to get him a P2, Mr. Chase Berry. How you feeling today?
I actually feel pretty good right now. I feel great.
Well, I'd be feeling pretty good too with a second place finish. Were you concerned about fuel at all?
No, not really. Me and Justin did a long run yesterday and realized how far we could go, and once we hit the 23 lap that threshold, we was fine. I know I could have probably went another lap or two on the first run, but just pitted once we got in the window. But we was pretty good. We was not worried.
You were making up a lot of time. I was watching the last couple laps. You were definitely closing that gap in between you and Justin, especially coming down to the last lap. You were about 4 seconds, and then you closed it down to almost the high 2 second mark. Um, do you think he was saving?
Yeah. He was yeah, I think yeah, cuz that's a teammate. So he was out there. He was just like, "Yo, I'm just going to ride around." And I'm just full sending it. So, I mean, it'd have been all right. I mean, two more laps. If we'd had two more laps, I'd have beat him.
Well, definitely, that was a great run from that number 5 machine. You were the pick of the race. I- we were watching the practice. You were the pick of the race.
That's the
Um,
wrong thing. Y'all shouldn't have wanted to practice. I don't, whenever we're in practice.
but so not a bad run from that number 5 machine. Glad to see it up in on the podium, and you head into Michigan next week. How are you feeling?
I don't know. It's a draft track, so I mean, usually I've always been decent at Michigan. I mean, it's gonna be one of those blah, 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 you know, boring ones. I don't know. Just save a little tire. See what we can do. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really decent on the bigger ones. It's just I can't figure out the draft for this car. It's struggling. But other than that, I mean, we'll be fine. I might, top tens, aiming for every week, top 10.
All right. Well, we'll be looking for that number 5 machine next week. But you know what comes up with those podium finishes, man? The shout outs are yours, my friend, whenever you're ready.
Oh, thank you guys for broadcasting and all the good stuff. The boys back at the payday racing. Me, of course, me. J Dub. We have Randy and Chris, whatever, and every other guys that ran with us. And I would like to thank Hurricane Ian for holding out and letting me race. He's the man right now. He's doing me one, so he's probably gonna rape us tomorrow, but it'd be okay. Other than that, yeah, we're fucking great. Great. Sorry, my bad. You might want to beat that out.
You're good, man.
Whoops.
All right. Well, well, you stay safe, my friend, and congratulations on that second place finish. And hopefully everything will be good for you uh, for the upcoming week.
Yeah, man. I
Question
hope.
real quick before you go, Chase.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are you
Anything.
eating in your profile picture? Is that a pine
Oh,
cone?
oh yeah. So in college, it was Arbor Day, like in February or whatever. So for a class field trip, we went out and planted trees, and so we was obviously it was really cold, whatever, and I'm but whatever. So I'm over there just mess like pretending I'm like Bugs Bunny, like what's up, Doc? But yeah, it's a pine tree.
I see you got that Gators hat on. Go Gators.
Yeah, yeah, we struggling.
Yeah, I know.
It'll be okay.
It'll be all right. But all right, man. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, giving us a few laps, and congratulations on that second place. But we're gonna go talk to your teammate and
Yeah.
get his take, and we will catch you next week. And let us know if you need anything, and be safe.
10-4. Just tell JW sucks, and y'all have a good night.
All right.
Well, right there, you can tell right there you got teammates to get along pretty well. I did like
Yeah.
that impression he done of them. They're just gonna run around.
All right.
See if we can get Wilson to quote that line here in a minute. Well, we've got Wilson up here with us. He somehow managed to stretch the fuel out. And Wilson, do me a favor. Can you go? Haha! I was just going to ride around a little bit.
That's all I was doing, man.
Well, Chase was definitely chasing you down in the last couple laps. If he would have had at least two more, he would have been able to beat you for that win. But he didn't have those two, unfortunately, and you were able to bring it home for win number 3 of the season. Um, what a good race!
Oh yeah, hands down. That was actually a really good race. I knew Aaron was gonna be fast. He's always fast. But we did a little bit of practice yesterday, and I noticed that if you drive it hard and run those quick lap times, you won't make it on fuel. So the whole race, I was just in fuel save mode just to make it to that halfway point, and that's pretty much what me and Chase and all them were doing. So I'm glad it worked out for us.
It definitely worked out as Aaron. Even with pitting a little bit early, and making that other pit stop at lap 26, I do believe it was. Um, he still brought home a third place finish. So that was very interesting. About 21 seconds behind you, with the traffic, but he was coming. He was coming pretty fast, but not enough laps to get there. And you and your teammate, Mr. Barry, just stole the show.
Well, yeah, like I said, because it was just fuel management. I mean, could we have ran faster? I mean, yeah, I mean there was still speed in the car. I could have definitely pushed it. I think I don't think I was like complete at his pace of Aaron's wise, but I was only like probably a tenth or so off, and then so I really had to back it off and tell myself to slow down to save fuel, and then like I said at the end of the race, I just was just riding around because I had that 6 7 lap or second cushion with Chase. So like I said, it was great day for the team. I think we all did really well tonight. So I'm actually really excited, and we'll move on to the next race or wherever that is.
Absolutely. Well, the next race is going to be at Michigan. You're back to the ovals, and we know how you are at the ovals. Is it going to be a payday racing show next week?
I can only hope so, man. Like I said, this points battle is pretty tough between a couple of us up front, so we're gonna try and keep it that way and try and see if we can get some points on some guys. So uh, we'll see
Only
how it goes.
4 points between you and Aaron. This may put you in, first place. We'll have to see how the points play out because he did finish in third. Um, so we'll see how those points finish out. Either you're going to take the lead or it's going to be within 1 or 2 points of each other.
Oh yeah, it's just like I said, it's definitely close.
So, well, with those podium finishes and that win, those shout outs are yours whenever you're ready, and we will call it a night.
Well, as usual, I want to thank Ellis and Chris for putting the show on and all their sponsors, Apex, and put you guys on for broadcasting, and obviously my teammates. So we got Chase, Randy, and Scott. I know Scott actually didn't do too well, but Johnny did really well, and even Ryan back there did really well. So I want to thank those guys for helping the practice. We did a lot of practice yesterday, so it actually seemed to pay off for us. So I'll thank those guys, thank you guys, and Chris and them, and get ready for next week.
Absolutely. Well, we enjoyed the show, and you go down there and celebrate, and we will catch you next week. Um,
Oh,
Definitely be safe. I know you're down there in Florida also.
oh yeah, we
So,
got we got we got lucky. I'm on the Panhandle side, so I honestly haven't seen any of it. Uh, so thankful for that, and hopefully everybody down there in Fort Myers area is all safe.
absolutely. All right. Well, that's going to conclude my questioning. What you got, Jeremy? Anything?
Not too much. I mean, we're going back to Michigan, and he's pretty good on the ovals, so we're gonna see how it's gonna play out for him. Justin, congratulations on saving the gas, and as your teammate made a pretty good reference to you. I'm just gonna drive around, and he told us to send you the message that you suck, but that's irrelevant. You can
That's
deal with
fine.
him on Michigan next week.
A second, it's fine.
Everybody has their opinions. All right, Justin. Well, go down there and celebrate with your teammates, and we will catch you next time.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. All right, Jeremy. 11 turns, pretty much on this track. And, we did not see that many incidents going left and right. So that just means all these guys are that damn good. Um, to hold their own here at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as they take it to Michigan next week. Everybody got left, right turns in, and going back to left-hand turns, and it's pretty much going to be that way again until the November the 9th, where we hit the Chicago Street Course. So that's going to be interesting in itself, seeing how that's going to play out.
Yes, the Chicago Street Course is a new one, even for us to broadcast. So can't wait to see how that plays out, and hopefully all these guys get a lot of practice in. But that's going to conclude it for us tonight. Um, we appreciate everybody that stopped by and joined us for the stream on the Twitch side and the Roku side. We definitely appreciate y'all being here. But as far as for us, we're gonna call it a night. It was a pleasure doing the Watkins Glen broadcast for Slingshot Racing League. But we hope everybody has a safe and wonderful rest of their week. Hopefully, everybody in Florida is going to stay safe and do what they have to do to stay away from Hurricane Ian. But y'all have a good night. God bless, and we'll see you next time.